Hello everyone, my name is Rishti, and in this video we will study a very interesting, a very easy topic, which is simple present tense. Trust me, this is very simple and I don't think we should ever commit mistake in this. But yes, I can understand that if we are not familiar with the rule, if we forget how to apply the rule properly, there are chances of making the mistakes. So let's see how these rules are applied so that in future we do not make mistake, at least in simple present tense. Let's start. So as you can see, there are certain verbs which are written as play, plays, and play. So why is it getting changed? Because if you can see on the left side, the subject is also getting changed. I play. He, she, it plays. We, you, they play. So what is it? Why are we applying this rule? Let me explain you. Whenever we have singular subject like he, she, it, Ram, a person, a man, a boy, whatever. So with that singular subject, I need to use verb in the S or ES form like plays, eats, decorates, sleeps, laughs, cries. And if I have plural subject along with I and you considered as exceptions, the subjects can be we, you, they, I, Ram and Sham, the parents, the children. So with these subject, I'll be using verb without S or ES. Example, play, eat, sleep, decorate, run, climb, walk, and so many. So that is the only difference of subject verb agreement. If you remember, we have talked about the subject verb agreement in the previous videos as well. So this is the concept we have taken from that, and this remains neutral every time. So let us understand more through these examples. They study every weekend. We play chess and she goes to university. So when I have plural subject they and we, I'm using study and play and not studies and plays. When I have she, which is a singular subject, I'm writing goes, plays, eats, decorates. So be very careful. What is the nature of the subject? According to that, you need to change your verb. So this chart, I'm sure, is very effective for you to understand. Like I work, you read, he cries. Please be careful with the spelling as well. CRIES, that is the correct spelling. She learns, it rains, we catch, they watch. So as for the subject, the verb will change. Now look at these examples. This is slightly different from what we have just discussed. They do not eat fruit. He does not like French movies. I do not drive to work. So I'm just putting not in the sentence along with do and does. So when I have plural subject along with I and you considered to be exceptions, I'll be putting do instead of does. And when I have singular subject, he, she, it, I'll be using does. And please just highlight this point also. He does not like French movies. So here in the sentence, he is my singular subject, along with which I'm using does, which is my helping verb. And I am using the main verb as like and not as likes, because in the same sentence, I have already used does. DOES, that is the ES form of do, if you want to take it like this. So does not likes will be wrong. Hence, the correct sentence is as written on the screen as well for your reference. He does not like French movies. So be very careful, because some people make mistake in this kind of a sentence too. They use it like this. He does not likes. She does not eats. Ram does not cooks. So does with cooks will be wrong. Does not cook, does not like, does not play. So be very careful when you are applying this rule, because many times people make mistakes here. So This is the present simple negative form, negative as in when I just have do not or does not. So let's make the sentences together. I do not study at all. You do not have a car. He does not go to school. It's not goes, it is go. Remember that. She does not do her work properly. It does not fly high. We do not argue with each other. We do not scream over anything. So this is how you will be making the sentence with do not or does not. So we can also use a contraction like don't or doesn't. It's one and the same thing. Either you write do not, does not, or you write don't, doesn't. So just the pronunciation will change. I don't study. You don't have a car. He doesn't go to school. She doesn't do her work nicely. It doesn't fly high. We don't argue with each other. They don't scream over small things. So this is the only difference. But yes, for understanding, we should know about each and everything. Now let's turn the positive sentence into the negative. I don't play the piano. We do not work in a bank. He does not take a bath. Eric does not watch movies. You do not have a blue car. This is how we are changing the positive sentence into the negative. Now we are doing the reverse, changing negative sentences to positive. Like, I like football. Jason wants to go to bed now. Erica studies Italian. We eat meat. He likes his English teacher. This is the difference that we are talking about. So answering the questions with the verb like, we like reading, I don't like reading, I like running, I don't like running, Ram likes cooking, Ram does not like cooking, something like that. So just remember, when I'm using like, my verb is used in the ing form, reading, liking, sleeping, decorating, etc. Let's complete these sentences together. I don't want to go to the park, it is too cold. Xavier usually wakes up at 8 a.m. every morning. I never drink coffee after 12 p.m. Sonia never works on the weekend. Avan always brushes his teeth before going to bed. Nora eats chocolate because Nora does not eat chocolate because she does not like sugar. Caleb never watches TV. Clary usually kisses her grandma when her grandma comes to her house. Harper often listens to the radio when he does his homework. People look at the paintings. Eleanor swims in the sea. She likes to. Eleanor does not swim in the sea. She likes to swim in a pool. I always wear a jacket in cold weather. So as per the situation, you are changing it into positive or maybe negative, whichever is required. So let's understand the timetable of Peter, some boy. Monday till Friday, some of the activities are given, and we just need to give answers to the questions mentioned here. Let's try it together. Does Peter play basketball on Monday? Yes, Peter plays basketball on Monday. Second, Peter does not go to boxing classes on Tuesday. He goes for hockey practice. He does not go for a French lesson on Friday. Instead, he attends his piano classes. On Friday, yes, he has a piano lesson, and on Tuesday, he goes to play hockey. So this is how I'm just putting up my answers to the questions mentioned here, but I am very much conscious with the correct form of the verb that I am using. Now let's correct the sentences if any of these are wrong. He does not speak Chinese. Adam and Chloe go to the park. Thomas has 3 sisters and he has 1 brother. They do not go to school. Nora does not play tennis. She plays tennis on Friday. So remember the adverbs of frequency. We use adverbs of frequency in positive and the negative sentence, and we use the adverbs differently with positive and negative sentences. Some of the examples are: Helen always cleans her teeth. I never eat fast food. He does not read very often. We often drink coffee. Jane usually does not study. So we are just putting the adverbs of frequency with the sentence that is given to us, just for better clarity. So how the sentences will be in the positive and the negative form: I always clean my teeth. I don't always clean my teeth. I often play basketball. I don't play basketball very often. I usually do my homework. I usually do not do my homework. And in the last two, the sentence cannot be framed like this: I never don't eat fast food. It should be I never eat fast food, because this sentence in itself is referring to the negative form. I sometimes don't watch TV. I sometimes watch TV. So some of the sentences cannot be just literally translated. Most of the people do that mistake. Make sure that you're applying the correct rule before you make a sentence. So look at these examples now. How often does Nathan go to the cinema? So he often goes to cinema at weekend, or he never goes to cinema. He sometimes watches horror movies, or he usually watches adventure movies. He always goes to the cinema. He never goes to the cinema, and he does not go to the cinema with the family very often. So as per the situation, we are changing the sentence, but we are very careful with the correct form of the verb. So this is the summary matrix just for your understanding. Just make a clear note: never and sometimes are not used in the negative sentences. Other words like often, usually, always, they can be used as per the requirement. So how often do you play basketball? You can pick the correct sentence from this. I always play basketball. I often play. I usually play. I sometimes play. I don't play basketball very often, and I never play basketball. So whatever your answer is in context to the game basketball, do share with us in the comments box below. So how often do you teach English? Okay, it is about me. So I often teach English language. I regularly read the newspaper. I often go to the cinema. I always run in the park. I never play tennis. I never eat Japanese food. So if I have to answer this, these are my sentences. So let's complete the fill-ups together now. In Australia, most people live in big cities. Most people live in the cities by the beach. People usually work between Monday to Friday, and they don't work on the weekend. So most people often live in small cities. Most people often live by the beach. Most people usually do not work. People usually work every day of the week. People usually do not work on the weekend. People prefer to eat lunch at home. People do not eat lunch at home. They eat lunch at office. Like this should be the sentence as per the paragraph given to us. The shops open at 7 a.m. They usually close at 9 a.m. They usually open at 9 a.m. Most restaurants close at about 11 p.m. So I just have the paragraph and I'm just making some sentences. So just a quick recap. Subject, you remember: I, you, we, he, she, they, with the verb in the first form. With singular, I have s or es in my verb. With plural, I do not have verb in the s or es form. So verb 1 is usually the same for all the subjects. I run, you run. It can be different sometimes. I have, he has. And it can take an ending. We play and she plays. This is the difference. I'm sure now you are able to understand this very clearly. As I mentioned, simple present tense is very simple to understand. It's just that we need to be very careful of the rule that we are using. Thank you so much for watching this, and good day.